Hey everybody, we're so excited that you're here. Welcome to our What is Plexus Zoom tonight. My name is Sonya Gilson. It's not Brooke Hemingway like it says on here. I'm just using her account so I can record the Zoom and so we can share it with other people. So really appreciate you taking the time and just having an interest in learning what we love. And we're hoping that you can see a little bit of what we see, feel a little bit of what we feel, and just get an idea of what these products might do for you. We're going to have for sure 3 or 4 of us talking a little bit about what the products have done for us and talk about the products individually. And then at the end, if you guys have questions or if you want to type them into the chat, that would be great. If you guys aren't familiar with the chat, I know on my iPad, it's on the upper right-hand corner. You can click and there's a little more thing and you can click on chat and you can type in questions and we'll check those every so often. So again, my name is Sonia. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I live in rural Montana and I've been using Plexus products for about 4.5 years now. Why would a nurse practitioner use supplements, you might be saying? Well, it took me a while of rolling my eyes at my friends' posts to really come around and decide that maybe these are something that could help me. Because at that point I was exhausted. I did not sleep well, and obviously those 2 things go together. But a couple of nights a week, I would take something over the counter thinking, tonight I'm going to sleep good. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up feeling rested and I'm going to have a better day. I don't know how many times you can do that before you realize that it's just not going to happen. But I did it for a long time thinking tomorrow's the day that I'm going to feel better. I was in my late 30s. My friends were all feeling pretty similar. They were all tired and a little crabby and weren't sleeping well. My patients were saying the same thing. So I honestly just thought, this is what it's like to get older. I don't have kids, so I can't blame the exhaustion on children. I was working in the emergency room at the time, part of the time, and so I get called in the middle of the night. That obviously isn't good. And then I couldn't fall back asleep once I got back home, and then I'd have to go back in and work in the clinic the next day. So I was just in this cycle of not feeling well. So I was watching my friend Brooke post, and like I said, rolling my eyes for a very long time. I just kind of thought I was normal, and maybe if I ate more vegetables and maybe if I exercised more, maybe then I'd feel better. And that certainly was not the case. I would eat healthy, I would exercise, and I just never felt better. So I finally came around to talking to her about the supplements for 2 reasons. One, I had been researching gut health on my own and kind of figured there was something to it. I just didn't know. I tried a couple different probiotics from health food stores and really didn't have any significant changes. I didn't notice anything different. My digestion was super slow. Like I said, being tired and not being the happiest person. I just wasn't noticing anything different with those over-the-counter things that I was using. And then our company, Plexus, also has an awesome multivitamin that I'll talk a little bit about later that is super easy to absorb. And I had a friend who needed a product just like that. And so I actually hooked my friend Brooke with my friend Darcy and said, you 2 talk about this. Darcy needs this. I don't. And Brooke, in her infinite wisdom, had me go ahead and place an order. And that was 4.5 years ago. And I'm so glad that I did. Since then, I sleep through the night. That was the first thing that I noticed. Within that first month, I began falling asleep in the evening because I was tired. And then I would wake up in the morning feeling rested. Pretty much a dream come true, kind of how your body's supposed to work, but that just wasn't how it was working before. My seasonal allergies are gone. My digestion is finally normal. I had, like I said, really slow digestion and was having to take medication to help keep things regular. A lot less headaches. My moods are better. Just living a better life. And so that's been my experience. I've never stopped taking the products. I'm not somebody who decided to tempt the fates and see how I felt without them. I love them, and I'm not going to stop. So I'm going to turn the time over to Emily, and she's going to talk a little bit about her story and kind of our main products, which are the products that I started off on and that a lot of people start off on.
Hey, my name is Emily, and I am a little bit about my background is I'm a personal trainer, and I have studied supplements for a very, very, very long time. But I was one of those personal trainers that thought as long as you ate healthy and exercised and got all your water in, that you shouldn't ever have to supplement, except for a multivitamin. So when my friend Kirsten approached me about Plexus, I was like Sonya. I rolled my eyes. I thought she was crazy. I told her I didn't need it. I ate healthy. I took my 1-a-days. And I didn't have any pooping issues. I just didn't realize that gut health was so much more than pooping. So I sat back and I watched her for 18 months being a complete skeptic. What I didn't realize was I had just had a baby, and no matter what tricks I did, I could not get the baby weight off. I was starting to get really bad migraines, like debilitating ones, where I would have to go in a dark room, couldn't have any kids around, noises, anything, throwing up. And that was happening more and more up to, I know people get them a lot, but I was getting them up to like 10 times a month. And another thing is I was a complete slave to sugar. I would eat it, even though I was a trainer and I knew how to burn it off. I would eat it, and then I would look for another fix when I started hitting my crash. I had no energy. And so I went to my doctor and they tested me, and I was severely hypoglycemic. We had just built our dream house, and I had no energy at all to do anything or to help anyone or to organize my house or anything. And I was so excited to get my kids all in school because I thought I could go put my baby down and then I could organize my house the way I wanted to. But I was so drained every day that instead of doing what I wanted to do, I had to take a 2 to 3 hour nap every day just to function when my children got home from school. And it wasn't like nice functioning. It was like to get me through the night. I would get the homework done and make dinner, and I was just not the mom I wanted to be. And so after 18 months, I finally texted Kirsten and I said, okay, I guess I need these things. So I ordered the Triplex and the X Factor vitamins that Sonya talked about. And within the first week, I noticed that my blood sugars weren't dropping like they usually did. I didn't have to take naps as much anymore. And as much as I really love a good nap, I was able to start organizing and use my time a lot better. But my favorite thing is I've never been a morning person, but my husband told me that he didn't care what I was on because I was nicer in the morning and I could just continue taking whatever it was. So I took that as a compliment from him. The more I studied and supplements, though, the more I found out that our food is so depleted of its nutrients due to picking fruit and veggies too early to ship them, pesticides. Our soil doesn't have as many nutrients as it used to have, and our environment's pretty much the way we live. Most of our food's processed, and for us to get the same, I was reading a book and it said for us to get the same amount of vitamin C in one orange today, for us to get the same amount of vitamin C out of an orange like our great grandparents did, we would have to eat 8. And so I just thought that was crazy. So I ordered the Triplex, and the first thing in the Triplex is the Slim Drink. And I love it because they come in little individual packets that you just pour into 16 ounces of water. But what these do is they help stabilize your blood sugars so that you're level. And then they help reduce inflammation. And this one also has a prebiotic in it to feed the good bacteria in your gut. This one, there are 2 different flavors, and this one helps give you a lot more fiber to keep you fuller longer. The next product in the Triplex is the ProBio 5, and I love our probiotic, first of all, because it's freeze-dried. So the second you take it, it doesn't start working until it's actually in your gut. So you're getting every single unit of probiotic in there in your gut. And I love ours. Ours is patented, and I love it because it has an antifungal and a digestive enzyme in it as well, which you can go to a health food store and you can get all three of them separate, but I love that ours is combined. So it's just a quick, easy pill, and then you can travel with them so much nicer. Our last product in these is called the Bio Cleanse, and this is magnesium and vitamin C. And so I kind of like, on three of these, the three products, I kind of like to think of them as a garden, or they tell us to think of them as a garden. That the Slim helps fertilize your garden, helps give good probiotic or prebiotics into your gut. The ProBio 5 helps weed it out and get the bad bacteria out, and the Bio Cleanse comes in and takes it all out and makes sure that you're having a bowel movement every day. You don't want those toxins to sit in there. So that is the triplex.
Yes, perfect. And yeah, those are the three products that I started on. I started with the X Factor about a month in. And so the X Factor there's two different types, but basically there are two different types of multivitamin. The person who invited you can help you choose one. They're both methylated, which means they're super easy to absorb. They have aloe, which increases the absorption of your vitamins by 300 to 400%, and is also really soothing to the gastrointestinal system. The X Factor Plus has some extra polyphenols, which are really good. Actually has an indication and was studied. The amounts of supplements that are in there were studied to help with women with hot flashes going through the change of life. Quickly, I'm also going to just talk about Mega X, which is our plant-based omega supplement. This is a complete omega supplement, and it is not fishy because there is no fish products in it. The omegas come from the ahi flower. They're 2 little tiny capsules that you take once a day. Omegas are really good for heart health. They're also really good for sleep and relaxation. So that's something that I take in the evening, and really helps me sleep. And we've been talking a lot about gut health. And the last probiotic that I'm going to talk about, or group of probiotics, is Vital Biome, which is a different combination of probiotics from the ProBio 5 that Emily talked about. This is some people take it separate instead of the other one. Some people take them both. I take them both. This does not have a digestive enzyme, so this will help to make your good bacteria grow, but it's not going to help to eliminate the bad or negative bacteria. This has 8 different strains. They did research and people were happier when they took it. So it has a lot of mental health benefits, and also obviously digestive health benefits. Fun fact, our serotonin, which is our happy hormone, and our melatonin, which is our sleepy hormone, are mostly like 70 to 80% stored and produced in your gastrointestinal system. So if you're a person who has sadness or anxiousness or has trouble sleeping, gut health is going to help you with those things. And then I would love to turn it over to Gabey, and she's going to tell us her story, and then we'll talk about the other aspects of Plexus, which are weight management and skincare.
Thank you for having me. I'm Gabey Williams, and I live in the island of Kauai. And I have been taking Plexus for just a little over 2 years now. I actually was introduced to Plexus about 5.5 years ago, and I was actually invited to try Plexus. I said no for 5.5 total years. And so finally 2 years ago, I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So 5.5 years, I was saying, no, thank you. I don't need that. Thank you very much. Thanks for reaching out to me. I'm doing just fine. My family's fine. We're fine. Thank you very much. And lo and behold, it was shortly after that, things started changing with my health. And I was constantly going to my doctor's office, and I had a doctor who I really trusted and who I really loved, and she really tried to help me, and I kept going to her office and in tears because I didn't know why I was struggling with anxiety so bad that my heart was palpitating nonstop, and I didn't understand what was going on with me. So she started me on one medication, and that really led me to 5 medications for my anxiety. A lot of ER visits. When the doctor wasn't, when the office was closed, I was going to the ER. And actually, my friend who introduced me to Plexus, she lived right down the street from me. And I called her up and I said, Barbie, you need to take me to the ER right now because I'm having a heart attack. And she rushed me to the ER. She's an ER nurse, so I really trusted her and I felt like I was going to be taken very good care of. They kept me overnight and they said, Gabey, there is, after all the tests, there is nothing wrong with you. And they said, but you had a massive anxiety attack. And, by that time I was already on 5 anxiety medications a day and I didn't understand why this was happening, but constant visits to my doctor, just in tears because why is this happening to me? I don't understand. And, her best for me was meditate, take baths, take your medications, work out and a lot. And by this time my blood pressure was like 190 over 100 and I was on blood pressure medication. I was having awful ulcer attacks and so I was on 2 stomach medications. I was also taking a sleep aid and a heartburn medication. And so, just a little over 2 years ago, I really felt like I was just existing in life. Like I couldn't take care of my kids. My husband is a cancer patient and me trying to take care of him, I really couldn't because I was having a hard time taking care of me and struggling in so many areas. And I remember just waking up in the middle of the night in a massive panic attack thinking, is this it? Like, is anxiety going to take me out? And what's going to happen to my kids? And so my last straw was we were in Seattle for my husband's CAR T-cell trial. And he should have been in home bed recovering. And here I am waking him up in the middle of the night because I needed him to drive me to the University of Washington Medical Center because I was having an awful ulcer attack. And what happens is they just give me this nice little drink that coats my stomach and they say, follow up with your doctor. And I said, you don't understand. That's all I do is follow up with my doctor and nothing is helping. And so shortly after that, I said, okay, Barbie, I am ready to try this because what I am doing is driving me crazy. I really felt like I was just existing, not living, not being part of my family, constant fear over my heart palpitating, my anxiety coming on. One of my anxiety medications actually messed with my kidney function, and one of my stomach medications gave me really bad dizzy spells. And so I said, okay, I'm going to try. And I'm so grateful that I had a friend reach out to me for so long because, this is a solution. And I'm very grateful. And I have to share this because this is part of my story. My doctor found out I started taking Plexus. She threatened to beat up my friend who started me on Plexus. And she was constantly sending me Instagram direct messages and just like bullying. And I thought, and she kept telling me that, Gabey, this is really bad for you. I highly suggest you don't take Plexus. And I asked her why. And she said, don't you know it's loaded with caffeine and that's really bad for your anxiety. She had me stop drinking caffeine. She had me told me to stop all the acidic foods and just totally like changed my lifestyle, which I did. I followed her direction, but nothing was helping. And so I said, hey, doctor, why don't you look up the ingredients? Because I see it helping my friend in tremendous ways, and I believe it's going to help me. And she said, absolutely not, but you should not take this. And I said, well, thank you very much for your time, and I'm going to find a new doctor. And that was, by direct messaging, because through Instagram, she didn't call me, but she was sending me a lot of messages on Instagram telling me, do not take this. So I always say, I found a new doctor and I fired her. I found a new doctor, and my current doctor, I told him right away, I said, hey, I take Plexus. And he said, great, I never want to see you. And I thought, great, what a doctor. And I haven't had to see him because in 11 months, so much has changed in just 11 months of me being consistent. sticking really close to my friend who helped me get started with Plexus. I couldn't do this alone. I really needed her coaching, so I had to stick close to her. I was constantly calling her and messaging her because I was like, is this what it's supposed to do? You know, is this what it's supposed to do? And month by month, I was able to cut off one medication, another one, and another one. And by 11 months, I was off all of my medications, and I'm 2 years in, and I haven't felt better. I feel like I am living. And I get really teary-eyed because I felt like I was just existing, and I couldn't be the wife that my husband needs. And now I can take care of him. Even when he's sick with cancer, I'm able to take care of him. I'm able to take care of my kids. I'm able to take care of I have a 20-month-old grandson. And I feel like I'm really living now. I'm not a prisoner to all those prescribed medications. You know, the medications help. I'm not anti-medication, but I knew that there was something more for me with my life and in my health. And so that's why I made a commitment. When I first started Plexus, I could not afford it. We were very, very in high financial debt because of this cancer treatment. And I remember Barbie just saying, Gabey, just give this a try. And I said, okay, I'm just going to charge it to my credit card because that's all I got. And shortly after that, she helped me to have some friends join in with me. And I never had to pay for my product since, and I'm very grateful for that. I feel like I'm right in the middle. Like I have my coach right in front of me. She's guiding me. She's there for me. She supports me. And here I am improving my health, and I'm able to live a full, wonderful life. And then I have friends and family who have joined me, and I'm able to support them and inspire them and just be there for them, just like my coaches. And I'm just giving it as I'm getting it. And I'm so very lucky. So if you're on this call tonight, and if you're brand new, and if you're thinking about, is this for me or not? I just say try, you know, join whoever invited you to this call them up and say, okay, I'm willing. I was willing to do this 2 years ago, and I'm still willing to do it today because my life has drastically improved. I'm not in my house crying and fearful of, you know, anxiety. I'm not bent over in pain from ulcer attacks. You know, I don't have a nurse saying, oh my gosh, you're going to stroke out from your blood pressure. You know, I'm not in that doctor's office anymore, and she's very concerned about my high blood pressure. And so my blood pressure is stable. I'm off that blood pressure medication. It's in normal range now. And my husband also takes Plexus, and I'm sure my time is up. I'm so sorry, Sonya. My husband drinks Slim every single day. He is a cancer patient, and this is the one thing that has helped him to not be dizzy and pass out. He used to pass out a lot before. I'd have to and he's 6'5", and I'd have to always stand right behind him in case he was going to pass out and catch him. So he wouldn't. He fell once and split his forehead open. So when Emily talked about the microbiome activating Slim and how it really balances out your blood sugar, it really does that. And I have a daughter who used to get really, really shaky if she didn't, you know, eat constantly throughout the day. Her hands would be shaken so much, and she'd feel like she's going to throw up. And she takes Slim now, and she hasn't had that problem. And my younger daughter, she also was very constipated. And the bio cleanse has really helped her to be more regular. And so she has less bloat at such a young age. She's only 13. And so I want to say thank you, Plexus, really for giving me my health back. Something I've never really, at 46 years old, I have never felt any better. And so welcome to our call. We're glad you're on, and thank you, Sonya.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever heard your whole story before, but this is why I do what I do. And as a nurse practitioner, I know there's lots of healthcare providers out there who just don't know anything about supplements. And a lot of times when I talk to people, they say, I need to ask my doctor first, and that's fine. But just know that we don't learn about this stuff. We don't learn about supplements in school. I have a doctorate in nursing, and the only thing we have really ever talked about probiotics for is after you take an antibiotic so you don't get diarrhea or a yeast infection. That's really, we never talked about gut health, the microbiome, or anything like that. So what we really recommend is that you do your own research into the products and look up the ingredients. If you have questions about that, let the person that invited you here know. And I was guilty too. Before I started doing my own research, people would bring in supplements and say, what about this? Should I take this? What do you think? And I was like, I don't know. And as a provider, you don't have time to look up every single ingredient. I'm not going to tell patients that they're harmful unless I know that there's something harmful in there. But also we're just not educated. And so a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction then is to say, no, don't take it. These products do amazing things. I wish that I could tell people about them in my clinic. There was a lady that I saw last week that I was like, ooh, I just want to tell you what you really need, but instead I'm going to have to prescribe a medicine. And we're not anti-prescription. Prescriptions certainly have their place. We don't want you to ever stop taking a prescription without talking to your healthcare provider. But these are plant-based, and they do amazing things. So I'm going to talk super fast. We're kind of out of time. So type in questions if you have them in the chat. But we talked a lot about gut health tonight. I'm going to talk real briefly about our weight management products, because we also have some awesome weight management products. They're not an overnight weight loss fix. You're not going to lose 50 pounds in 30 days and then gain it all back, because that's what quick fix products do. They help you lose weight and then you gain it all back right away. These are products that are going to help to balance your body and help you lose weight in a healthful way. And then we also have some amazing skincare products. We have a product called Balance that is another product that helps with balancing blood sugars, reduces your absorption of carbs. This did amazing things. I don't have a lot of sugar cravings anyway, but at Christmas time I started taking this, and when I was making Christmas cookies, I didn't even want to eat them, which is not like me. But it was all that I could do to like eat one cookie to make sure that it tasted okay so I could give them away. So that's Balance. And then Metaburn is a product that does have a little bit of caffeine in it, helps to boost up your energy, increase your metabolism, helps to burn fat in the belly, hips, thighs, waist kind of region, and also helps support a good mood. So that's pretty awesome. Active is probably my favorite thing that they came out with for a long time here. Also has a little bit of caffeine in it, about as much as a cup of coffee, and it's made in a form that gives you balanced energy for like 8 hours. It's not like a cup of coffee or a bunch of sugar that you have that buzz for an hour and then you have a crash and then you have to have another one. This is sustained energy, excellent focus. It increases the nitric oxide production, which means your muscles are going to be less sore after you work out. You're going to have more endurance. And so some people will use that as a pre-workout. Some people use it in place of coffee or an energy drink. It is plant-based. You can mix it with your Slim, and super tasty and just really good for you. Then our skincare, we have an awesome collagen complex that just came out. Collagen is kind of, if your skin was a mattress, it's the frame of the mattress. Is that what I'm trying to say? It helps to make your skin firm and not like saggy, like people look when they get older, right? So we start decreasing the amount of collagen that we're producing when we're like 21. I am not 21. I haven't been for a long time. So I'm a little behind the ball on this, but I have been using it. Fine lines, wrinkles, my skin just looks healthier. And some people also have some joint benefits with that as well, but this is really more directed towards skin, cellulite on the hips and thighs region and belly. Those things get firmer and look better as well. We have our Joyome Day and Night Serum. Before Plexus came out with this, I had started a fairly pricey skincare regimen that was like 4 or 5 steps. Who has time for 4 or 5 steps for their skincare? This was ridiculous. Like, I realize that now, but that was what I bought. And so I was doing it, and you do this, and then later on you do that. And it's different in the morning than it was at night. This is 2 serums. One is a daytime one, and one is a nighttime one. You wash your face, you put your daytime serum on, you put some sunscreen on. In the evening, you wash your face, you put the nighttime serum on. It's really good for the microbiome, which is this microbacteria that live on your skin. So help to decrease the signs of aging because it protects the skin from environmental factors that cause us to age. 11 active ingredients, which is why we only have the 2 products. It's not something that there's 2 ingredients in this and 3 ingredients in this and 1 ingredient in this, and you just have to keep layering it on. 11 active ingredients, super clean. They follow European standards for skincare, which are much more stringent than ours here in the US. And then there's also an advanced delivery system, which helps to get all the products where they need to be in your skin. So health is just our number 1 goal. And like Gabey talked about, when you don't have your health, you can't be the person that you want to be. You can't be the mom you want to be. You can't be the nurse you want to be. You're just getting by and wishing that you had your health. When you do have your health, you can be an awesome mom. You can be an awesome wife. You can be an awesome nurse. You can be whatever it is. You can put more energy and focus on that because you're not just dragging by every day, wishing that you felt better and wishing that tonight maybe you'll sleep better and then tomorrow you can actually get stuff done. So that is what we have to say tonight. So I am so glad that you guys stuck with us. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn off the recording and we will turn it over for questions. I would love for you to tonight yet send a message to the person who invited you. Tell them you're ready to try. We do have discounted enrollment this month yet. We have amazing welcome packs that will be just for you. One thing I did not talk about is our lean meal replacement shakes. The person who invited you can tell you about that. But it's an awesome time to get started. I don't want you to wait until you get paid. I don't want you to wait till your kids go to school. I don't want you to wait till January 1st. For the love of God, just get started so that you can feel better, because you're going to be so glad you did. I wish I would have started months before while I was eye rolling.